So no matter where, the issue of giving good customer service can be difficult, especially during a time when we're all affected by COVID-19. So how do you give and maintain good customer service? Well, Yannick Grant, customer experience specialist, joins us via Zoom to tell us more. Morning, Yannick. Welcome to Smile Jamaica. It's morning time.
Hi, good morning, guys. How are you?
Can't complain. Give
We are
thanks.
alive, we are well, we are living, we are giving, and we are hoping.
Happy New Year to you.
Excellent. Happy New Year to you, too.
Why did you want to do this? Who's a customer service specialist? Where did that come from?
So I do everything customer service, customer experience. I started this business, I think, in 2009, 2007, with an aim of creating a more caring world. So I'm hoping to transform every company that I work with, little by little, transforming Jamaica. Because I do believe our people are warm, they're friendly, they're accommodating, they're flexible. We just need to continually coach and encourage them and inspire them for us to really be, a stellar country as it relates to customer experience.
Right. Yannick, let's go through a couple of scenarios that many Jamaicans face when we walk into a funeral home. To make the last arrangement for a loved one, you're heavy with grief. The funeral home rep doesn't ask you how you're coping. Instead, he's insisting that you pick the color of the casket because the workers are busy. Scenario one. What is wrong with
So
that?
there's no empathy. And empathy is one of the key skills, especially during the pandemic, that we have seen as a coping skill that all employees need to have. It's something that we always teach. And as I tell my participants in most of my workshops, unfortunately, it's not a skill that you learn when you're two or three, like manners, good morning, good afternoon. It requires you to dig deep. It requires a lot of emotional intelligence for you to understand where the other person is coming from. And it does require you to exercise a high level of compassion. In the pandemic, it has become even more prevalent. It has become more to the forefront. So as customers are looking for their employees or the persons who are serving them to exercise empathy even more. You have to just really put yourself in the other person's shoes, even if you've never had the experience personally. And you can't say things that will cause people to get more upset. You really have to watch your body language, watch your facial expression. Sometimes it's not what you say, but it's how you say it. And sometimes it's not even what you say, it's just what your face looks like. And
Yeah.
so you may have the best of intentions, but it's what people interpret those intentions to be.
You're right. Body language speaks so many, it speaks volumes.
It
And
does.
the empathy. These are things obviously that people have to be taught. Now, for those of us, maybe yourself, Neville, for us who have traveled the world, we've seen different levels of customer service. Jamaica really is not great at it. Why is it? Is it our culture? Is it our personality? Or is it that we haven't put enough emphasis on training people on the front line of business to have that kind of empathy, to know how to smile? Is and should customer service training and certification be mandatory, you believe, for all Jamaicans on the front line of service, work, shops?
So I do believe that we are capable of giving the highest level of customer service. I think the ownership, it lies in the leadership of all organizations, because when you hire somebody, yes, they may have the requisite skills on paper to get the job done, but they're the soft skills that has to be put into play. So let's say, for example, you have the internal customer experience, which you have to master your experience internally before you can have a stellar experience on the outside. Whatever is happening on the inside is only a symptom of what the poor customer experience is on the outside. I do think, yes, it should be mandatory that you train your employees or certify them as customer experience specialists, but it can't be a one-time training. It has to be something that is reinforced on an annual basis. So there must be funds allocated in your budget annually to develop your team members because they need reinforcement. Adults are just like children. So you don't send your kid to school at 2 and 3 and they learn ABC one day or 1 year and the teacher never teaches them again. It's constantly being reinforced through phonics, through reading. And so with adults, if you employ them, it's the same strategy you need to employ. You need to constantly reinforce, motivate, encourage. It's a message that they need to be constantly hearing over and over again. in different ways. You have to find different ways to get it across, whether through video, you bring in an expert to talk to them, or you do internal stuff. But it has to be constantly reinforced. You can't just employ somebody from 2000 and expect that we know in 2021 and whatever training you gave them in 2000 should last them. No, it's not.
Yeah.
And if you're not treating them well, it's going to be manifested in how they treat your
Yeah.
customers.
Let me play devil's advocate here, Yannick. I go into a quick service restaurant, I order a burger. The lady who serves me is very serious. She don't smile with me. She come in, she said, "Can I help you, sir?" And I said, "Yes, I want a burger." And she take it up and take my money and I get the burger. What's wrong with that?
Well, she's very disengaged. Maybe she has her own personal issues dealing with, and maybe her boss is not treating her well. Probably she doesn't really like what she does. And so it's manifested into the interaction that she has with you. There are myriad of different factors that could be contributing to that, as to why she treated you like that. My approach to it a lot of times is to meet them with a kind gesture. Ask them, "So what's your name?" And I heard you guys talking earlier about people's names and what they mean. I love to ask people who have unusual names what they mean. 9 out of 10 times when you ask them, they say, "I don't know." And I say, maybe you should Google it. You should probably do some research and find out what it means. And it kind of just breaks the ice and gets them maybe not so aggressive or abrupt with you. And they start to, be a very little bit more accommodating. But a lot of times they have a lot of challenges that have nothing to do with you as the customer. Maybe they're having personal issues. Probably they just had an argument with their boss. Probably they feel like they're being treated unfairly. And because of that, you get the bad end of the stick as a customer. And it's really sad, but it happens every single day.
But my point really is that if she does her job, and I accept what you're saying, and I agree with you totally, but my point is if she does her job, I'll get what I asked for, why she have to smile with me and go and like me and her as friend? I come for a burger and I get the burger and I gone.
Well, if you are that type of customer, because the reality is some customers don't want the smile and the,
Right.
the nice. They just want to get what they came for. They're not into the niceties of the experience.
Right.
And that's fine. But the reality is you can't approach every situation like that. And I suppose the standard, you have to have a standard for everything, is that you really should be smiling and you should be, using words that are courteous and polite to make people feel welcome, like they would want to come back again.
Right.
Yannick, let's look at sales. Sales is like the lifeblood of a business. Meaning, what contributes to me coming back and wanting to continue purchasing and continue stepping into this place? Doesn't customer service and sales go hand in hand?
Definitely.
Or
definitely.
the best
They
customer
can't work
experience,
without each other.
I should say the best customer experience and sales. Doesn't that go hand in hand?
Definitely. So one can't work without the other. You have to have a strong customer experience in order for your sales to be extremely high. And if you look globally at organizations, even if you look locally here, at our international chain Sandals, they have over and over been rated for best customer service, and that's why their guests keep coming back over and over again. If you were giving bad customer service, then people would not be taking up their 9,000 US or 7,000 US, which is, I think, the average spend for a vacation at an all-inclusive hotel, and come back. No, because they work hard, and vacation is a real thing. I mean, they literally plan their vacations from a year in advance. They know where they're going and what they're going to do, and they budgeted for it. So customer service and sales are directly correlated. And if you fix your customer experience, you will definitely start to see green in your sales, in your profit and loss.
All right. We have to go. Thank you so much for speaking with us. Happy New Year and stay safe, all right?
Same to you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
All right. Thank you, Yannick. There's so much more we could have spoken about, even with the mask.
Yeah,
I feel the customer experience is so hard when people are wearing the mask. Like, I'm like, what you say? Wait, I can't hear you. You know what I'm saying? Or worse, when they have the glass in front of you and the mask. There's so many barriers to the communication. But let's just hope that everybody has a great customer experience today. Yannick Grant there joining us.
Customer service specialist.
Yes, thankful. Out with the old and in with the new. The president-elect Joe Biden will be sworn in as the 46th president of the United States of America today. And we discuss the U.S. inauguration after this quick break.